and welcome back to the show. And I'm with Andrew Stewart, freelance financial banker. How are you, Andrew?
Very well, thank you, Michael.
Andrew, there is this ever-growing presence and a growing trend now, and the future's coming, digital financial footprints. The data's being collected, the machines are recording your every move, and it's either going to be a good thing or a bad thing. And you probably want it to be a good thing.
You want it to be, yeah, you do want it to be a good thing.
This digital financial footprint, and it is being collected now, I take it?
Yeah.
How detailed is it at the moment? Have people got opportunities like, so someone might have some bad finance maybe in their past somewhere. Do you really have to now start paying attention and closing all the loopholes and closing all the gaps?
Well, Michael, you've had younger kids, you've got kids, right?
Yeah.
When they were using Facebook and Snapchat and all those kind of things, what kind of advice were you giving them on using social media?
Oh, be careful what you put out there.
Because it's always going to be out there, right?
You can never get it back.
You can never get it back.
Yeah.
So, with the ever-increasing power of computers and the digital trawling of information, it's like, so Michael, you had an account when you were 20, when you were 30, when you were 40. I won't go any further in case you think that I'm going to think that you're older than you are. But all that information is out there, and so it might be held with one bank and not with another.
Yeah.
So part of if we know that you've had a heavy digital footprint over here, it's been a bit clumsy, you've missed a couple of payments, but not with this bank, then we know how to massage and move around the digital footprint.
Yeah.
But the long and the short is that everything that you do is being recorded, whether your payments are late, whether your payments are early. They are starting to bring in extra credits, if you like, for people that do pay early.
Wow.
So the world is moving reasonably fast, even though we haven't necessarily felt it a lot. We felt it more on a macro scale about we can't get loans as easily as we used to with the major banks as a way of abbreviating that. But yes, we have to be extremely careful, and managing that footprint is very important.
And as financial brokers and freelance financial bankers for people, this seems to be a role that you're starting to help people with, manage this digital financial footprint so that their security, their financial security, isn't going to get upset at the end of the day. Leave them free to have choice, I suppose, because the more mess you make, the less choice you've got.
Look, and that's right, but we definitely, so generally we are working with people that are either a lot more savvy with their finance, and they use us for assisting them, or we're working with people that don't really know about us and have gone to the banks, have been refused, and then come back to us through the long way, right? So we have those two extremes. With either one, but especially with those that have not been have found it difficult getting finance. It's very much a coaching process about, okay, so this is how we're going to clean up what's been the problem and get you back onto a path where we know we're going to find finance much easier in the future. Yeah.
You were saying one of the things that you do with people is that they've got regular payments and maybe they're just making them manually now, because the robot doesn't differentiate between being 1 day late or 1 year late. It goes, you were late, there's a black mark. You're encouraging your people to try and get as many of those regular payments onto the automatics so that they're not coming in.
Look, I can understand why the office accountants or the business manager is going, no, I'll hold those payments and I'll make them when I've got the cash, when my clients have paid me. But you can't tell the robot, well, but I didn't get my money from my, I didn't collect my money on time, so I couldn't pay you on time. Now that's plausible.
Yes.
But it's actually the way that I would approach that with a client who goes, well, let's put in place a line of credit in some way, shape or form that we can pull in temporarily to fix the working capital.
Why?
So that you can pay your suppliers on time. They're going to respect you for it.
Yes.
The financiers are going to respect you for it. And we find a different way of solving the problem.
It's going to be becoming a world now that you can't afford this to happen at your end, so your cash flow and your cash man or your debt collection systems are going to have to tighten up as well.
Debt collection systems and working capital management.
Yeah, they're going to be two of the big ones. When people now are talking like this, it just seems that, once upon a time we get into business and, we run a media group, you run an engineering company. Well, now that's what you do, but now you're going, well, if I had the engineering company in today's world, I'd have to do business a lot differently on the financial aspect.
Absolutely.
Of it. Do you think with all this finance credit coming through, and this is just probably a little bit off topic for yourself, but do you think this is going to come to a stage where even future employers are going to have access to stuff like this and go, well, you're a bad credit risk, and why should I employ you? I mean, how far will this go, do you think?
I don't have that kind of a
crystal ball.
Well, or insight into the future. I try to live in the present, and I don't get hung up about what's happened in the past, and neither can I get too hung up about all the what ifs that come along. So my job is to be adaptable and to work with the incoming information, but with a mind on where generally the direction on where we're going.
So you're looking at the trend, and look, the patterns are all being set now. So now when a business owner comes to you and sits down and says, I just need to borrow some money because I need to buy this XYZ piece of machinery, or I need to buy this, it's now, the conversation is no longer now just going to be restricted to, okay, so you need a couple $100,000 to buy that. The conversation is now going to be more holistic and more consultative approach to make sure that nothing is happening in here that's going to upset the apple cart.
Yeah, absolutely. And it might frustrate the clients initially. They go, well, what do I need that information for?
Yes.
It's just simply that I'm playing the robot and going, well, I'm not playing the robot. I'm understanding, I'm mindful of how the robot's looking at things. And so I'm going, well, the bank statements for the different account that's got nothing to do with the business that's over here, that's your residential mortgage. Why do they want to look at that, Andrew? Well, it's simply because they want to look at your consistency and your constancy.
Yeah.
So it might be seemingly unrelated, but ultimately it is. So for us to get a picture of all that, it really helps in us not making a wrong foot and leaving more footprints than we should do digitally, because our job is to manage the client's profile in that whole world. So we don't want to make any wrong moves.
No. Well, managing your digital footprint online, it's certainly really, really important. And we'll take a quick break, come back with a summary from Andrew, because I think this is just something that even I, kind of knew, but didn't really pay too much attention to. But it's a fast and rapidly changing world. and perhaps it's better having a quick chat with someone like yourself and getting the heads up. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back quickly with Andrew for a wrap up of today's show.